Albert here. Ever looked at your food scraps and garden clippings and thought, there's got to be a better way than just chucking this in the bin? Today, we're diving into composting, the easiest, most rewarding way to turn waste into garden gold. It's like giving your plants a superfood smoothie made from stuff you'd throw away. This is your how-to guide for starting a compost pile from scratch. We'll cover the essentials: greens, browns, water, and heat, everything you need to make rich, nutrient-packed compost. Let's get into it. So, you're ready to dive into the world of composting? Fantastic. One of the first and most important steps is figuring out where and how you're going to compost. The method you choose will impact everything from the speed of decomposition to how much effort you'll need to put in. Let's break down your options and explore the most common composting methods available. We'll look at the pros and cons of each, so you can make an informed decision that best suits your lifestyle, garden size, and commitment level. First, we have the classic open pile. This is the traditional method, often seen in larger gardens and farms. It's essentially just a heap in your garden, a designated area where you pile up your organic waste. It's free, simple, and requires minimal setup. You just start piling. However, it can be a bit messy and unfortunately can attract critters like rodents or raccoons if not managed carefully. Proper layering and burying food scraps can help mitigate this. Next up are compost bins. These are enclosed containers designed to hold your compost. They offer a neater, tidier solution compared to open piles. Compost bins are great for most gardens, especially in suburban settings where aesthetics and pest control are important considerations. They help keep heat and moisture in, which accelerates the decomposition process. However, they do cost a bit more than an open pile, and they typically need turning or mixing to ensure proper aeration. Then we have compost tumblers. These are sealed drums that you spin or rotate to mix the compost. They're known for being fast, relatively pest-proof, and easy to mix, making the composting process quicker and more efficient. But they are pricier than other options and often have a smaller capacity. Ultimately, the best choice depends on your individual needs. Choose based on your available space, your composting style, and your budget. Got a big garden and don't mind a more rustic approach? Go for the open pile. Living in a suburban neighborhood with limited space? Try a bin to keep things tidy. Have a small patio or balcony, or just want to speed up the composting process? A tumbler might be your new best friend. For the purposes of this video, and to demonstrate a common setup, I'm going to be using a standard compost bin. It's a practical and widely used option, representing what most people have in their backyards. When setting up your bin, it's important to place it directly on bare earth. This allows for proper drainage and provides easy access for beneficial organisms like worms, which are essential for breaking down organic matter. Also, try to find a spot that offers a mix of sun and shade throughout the day. This helps maintain the right temperature and moisture levels within the bin. And finally, for your own convenience, keep it relatively close to your kitchen. The shorter the distance, the more likely you are to consistently add your food scraps. Okay, ready to get started? Let's start filling it up with the right ingredients and kick off our composting journey. So you're thinking about composting. That's fantastic. It's a simple yet powerful way to reduce waste, enrich your garden, and contribute to a healthier planet. But where do you even begin? What's the magic formula for creating that black gold that gardeners rave about? The secret lies in the right mix of greens and browns. Think of it as a recipe where these two ingredients work together to create the perfect environment for decomposition. Greens, nitrogen-rich, wet stuff, are your kitchen's contribution to the compost party. They provide the essential nitrogen that fuels the composting process. Think kitchen scraps, like those apple cores, carrot peels, and banana peels you'd normally toss in the trash. Grass clippings, fresh from your lawn, are another excellent source of nitrogen. And don't forget those used coffee grounds. They're not just for waking you up in the morning, they're a valuable addition to your compost pile. Browns, carbon-rich, dry stuff, balance out the greens. They provide the carbon that helps create structure and absorb excess moisture. Dead leaves, especially those gathered in the fall, are a classic brown. Cardboard, broken down into smaller pieces, works wonders. Straw, readily available at garden centers, is another great option. And finally, shredded newspaper can be used, but avoid glossy paper or colored inks. Aim for about 2 parts. Browns to 1 part greens by volume. This ratio ensures a good balance of carbon and nitrogen, which is crucial for healthy decomposition. Don't worry about being exact. Composting is forgiving. Start with a thick layer of browns at the bottom for drainage and airflow. This base layer acts like a sponge, preventing the pile from becoming waterlogged and allowing air to circulate. Add a layer of greens, spreading them evenly over the browns, then cover with browns, creating a sandwich effect. Repeat this pattern, layering browns and greens like lasagna. Always cover fresh greens with browns to avoid smells and flies. This is especially important for kitchen scraps, which can attract unwanted attention if left exposed. Keep your pile as moist as a wrung-out sponge, not soaking wet, but definitely damp. Add water if dry, especially during hot weather. Add browns if wet, to soak up excess moisture. Air is vital. The microorganisms that break down the materials need oxygen to thrive. Turn your pile every week or two with a fork to introduce oxygen and redistribute moisture, or spin your tumbler if you're using one. Tumblers make turning a breeze. Recap. Let's quickly review the key steps to successful composting. Layer browns and greens, maintaining the right ratio. Keep it moist, like a wrung-out sponge. And turn regularly, to aerate the pile. Keep a stash of browns handy so you can always cover new greens and maintain the proper balance. Make it a habit, and you'll have great compost in no time. You'll be amazed at how much waste you can divert from landfills, and how much your garden will benefit from this nutrient-rich amendment. Happy composting! Now let's talk about monitoring your pile. It's not just about tossing things in and hoping for the best. The internal temperature of your compost pile is a key indicator of its health and activity. Heat means it's working. The microbes are hard at work, breaking down the organic matter. A hot center, ideally between 130 to 160 degrees Fahrenheit, shows that the microbes are thriving and efficiently breaking things down. This thermophilic stage is where the magic happens, killing off weed seeds and pathogens. To accurately gauge the temperature, check with a compost thermometer. These are long-stemmed thermometers specifically designed to reach the center of your pile. If you don't have a thermometer, you can use your hand carefully. Warm is good, indicating microbial activity. But if it's too hot to hold your hand in for more than a few seconds, it might be getting too hot, and you may need to turn the pile. If it cools down significantly, it means the microbes are slowing down. Add more greens, which provide nitrogen, their food source, or check moisture levels. A dry pile will halt decomposition. Now let's address some common composting problems. Bad smell. That usually means it's too wet and there's not enough air. Anaerobic bacteria are taking over, producing foul odors. Turn it to introduce oxygen and add browns, like dried leaves or shredded paper, to absorb excess moisture. What if your compost is just not breaking down? Several factors could be at play. It might be too dry, lacking the moisture microbes need to thrive. Or there might not be enough greens to fuel the process. Also, check the size of your materials. Large pieces decompose much slower. To remedy this, water it thoroughly, add more greens to boost nitrogen levels, and chop any large materials into smaller pieces to increase surface area for microbial action. It's also important to avoid composting certain items. Don't compost cooked food, meat, or dairy, as these can attract pests and create unpleasant odors. Similarly, avoid adding diseased plants. They can harbor pathogens that will persist in your compost and potentially infect your garden. These also attract pests and cause problems. Remember, composting is a natural process, so be patient. It takes a few months to a year, depending on the materials and conditions. You'll know it's ready when it's dark, crumbly, and smells earthy. A rich, sweet aroma that signals the completion of the decomposition process. Harvest the finished compost from the bottom of the pile, where it's been decomposing the longest. Continue the cycle by adding new stuff on top, ensuring a continuous supply of valuable compost. Use it as mulch to suppress weeds, retain moisture, and slowly release nutrients into the soil. Incorporate it as a soil conditioner to improve soil structure, drainage, and fertility. Or mix it into your potting mix to create a nutrient-rich environment for your container plants. Your garden will love it. With a little attention and care, you've turned rubbish into garden treasure. You're not just getting rid of waste, you're creating a valuable resource that will nourish your plants and enrich your soil for years to come. That's it, your beginner's guide to composting at home. Pick your method, mix browns and greens, keep it moist and aerated. You'll cut waste, help the planet, and make amazing food for your garden. Share your compost setups and questions in the comments, and subscribe for more gardening tips. Happy composting!